literally utterly angry right now. Like, my microphone, something's wrong with my microphone. So if I sound extra crisp today, or if the quality is just like really trash, I'm so sorry, because my microphone's like making like, so you know that sound where like you have a a microphone like you're doing karaoke and like you have a microphone, and then and you bring it too close to the speaker and it makes that sound. That's what keeps happening. Every time I get close to the mic, that's the sound it makes. So I think she's broken. Gonna have to get a new one. Not really sure. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. But besides that, we're doing fine on this Monday afternoon. I really don't know what to call it anymore because of like the whole daylight savings time. But I'm trying to do like this new format where like I talk for like a minute or two, then roll the intro and then say my intro, kind of like a Zane and Heath style. I am watching their podcast right now. So yeah, I know I've been MIA for a little bit. We'll get into why that happened. And there's a lot. I have so many things to talk about. This podcast is about to be probably one of my longest. I can only go for an hour anyways, but it's gonna be probably one of my longest. So strap in, buckle in. It's time. Roll that intro. It's the King Not Queen podcast. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the King Not Queen podcast. My name is Nina, and I am your host. I literally recorded this part 8 times already, just so I had all my materials here, and they weren't. Aggravating. But let's see. Oh yeah. So what I was saying before I had to delete that part and start this new one was that I'm going to phase out my little like intro song. So obviously I have the intro to the podcast that you heard like a few seconds ago. And I'm gonna phase them out every week, just so I still have time to perfect them, because I perfected like one, which you'll hear today, but the other ones could still use some work, if you know what I mean. So today you guys are gonna hear the bad movie and TV show review one. That one is possibly my favorite, besides not the construction in the background. That one is possibly one of my favorites. Just because I just like the way it came out. It's like that little, it gives me like jungle beat vibes, and I don't want to say jungle beat, but it gives me, I don't know what that means, but we'll call it jungle beat. If you hear all this crackling, well, besides the drill saw in the background, but on this episode I'll also be doing my nails at the same time. You hear that? That's the nail polish mover. I'm a queen at multitasking. Right. So I'll be doing my nails at the same time as I talk today, and I'll give myself something to do during this podcast. But yeah, so let's jump right into my weekly recap. So, I can't really do a whole like monthly recap because to be honest, it hasn't even been a month. It's been a little bit. It's been a month and 11 days since my last podcast, like literally on the dot. Last time I posted was February. Last time I posted a podcast was February 11th, and today is March 22nd. So it's been a month and 11 days since I sat down to record something, which is a little crazy if I don't say so myself. But let me explain. So I've been I really have no excuse. Like, I literally don't do stuff half the day, and I like want to film the podcast, so I'm like, I have other stuff to do, and I actually don't. So that's just me lying to myself. Speaking of lying to you, but I do have volleyball now, and that takes up my time. Like, I go there from like 5 I'm like booked and busy from 5 to 7 every night, sometimes longer, but mostly that's the time commitment for that, so I don't really have time to also do the podcast at the same time, even though I should be. So that's what I'm going to try to do, is to use my Mondays to my advantage, because I don't really have much to do on Mondays. You guys didn't really need that whole explanation, but I have volleyball. I playing sports with a mask on is really a lot. And I am so grateful that we get to have sports. I really am. But the amount of oil collecting, it's not even a complaint. I'm literally staying safe. But just something that keeps happening because I'm wearing a mask and sweating, and I wore the wrong mask. Like, there's a right and a wrong mask to wear when you're going to be profusely sweating. This is like great for the summertime because last summer, yes, we had masks, but it wasn't like the same as it is today. Like, you weren't double masking. I mean, like, at least for me, I was not double masking last summer. This summer, I probably will be double masking. So because of that, like, you really do need the right. Oh, I'm so excited for that video. Woo! You really do need the right mask, and obviously disposable masks are like the best ones because they are actually like made to stop the spread. But literally they are because they don't collect sweat. Like, they get like, if you're hot, it'll catch your breath and like it'll get condensed in there, but it doesn't collect your sweat like obviously like clothes would made out of cotton, like a cotton mask. So I literally got 2 like oil masses on my face because I wore the wrong mask at the wrong time, and currently healing from that. Currently have the scars for it. So we're slowly resolving that issue, but I'm just overall, this is a lot of work. She changed her profile. That's not Charlie D'Amelio. Who is that? But overall, besides that, I really love volleyball. I can't wait for college. Like, I obviously don't want to play on a college team because that's way too much pressure. And also, who says I'm going to make it? They already have the teams, like, decided and ready, like, before you even go to college. Like, am I wrong? But, I want to do, like, just, like, for fun. I just don't want to play. I don't want to forget because I really love, the sport. I just really do. All right? Give me a break. I really do. So right now we're going in with I think this is a peel off base coat. Yeah, it smells like glue. It literally smells like glue. You know what, CVS? CVS really put glue in a bottle and called it peel off base coat. Anyways, okay, so also coming up is a lot of my college decisions. I can't wait for the video of like all my reactions to come out. I just think, I really enjoyed watching those for like the past 4 years basically, because like that's when I started watching them, like as soon as I was a freshman, like people getting accepted. And I can't literally believe that I'm gonna be like possibly be a person that people watch like when they're trying to like see the process. Like, isn't that so crazy? I don't know, I just find it so cool. Like, I want to do that. Like, that's cool. So all my, like, I don't know all my decisions within the next 2 weeks. So y'all, I realized one day after I had a conversation with somebody that literally I have a podcast where I talk about I didn't realize that I really just do be talking about my life on here, and then people approach me talking about my life and I'm like, oh wait, how do you know that? Or why are you saying that? I never told anybody. And I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of did say that on a podcast that anyone can listen to. Besides that, you may know who you are. But, yeah, all those decisions come out soon. So it's a very nerve-wracking time. And on top of that, I'm doing, like, all these scholarships so I can, get the money to pay for college because we're #broke over here. I ain't got $70,000 to pay for school. So, just looking for those scholarships. And it's a lot of work, but I'm glad I wrote a multitude of essays for colleges so I can, use some ideas from those and, have some inspiration, not have to, like, start completely from scratch again like I did in October. Like, that was so stressful. But yesterday, I visited, Harvard for the first time with my mom. Obviously, I didn't go, you can't really go inside, but I walked around in the yard for a little bit, and, it was actually pretty cool. Like, I'm like, wow, this is, like, I actually never been on a college camp. I've been on one college campus, I think, before, like, for an actual hot minute. Well, that's a lie. Because I think I've been to, like, maybe, like, a handful. But I mean, it was just very cool. Like, I realized how big it is. Like, if I ended up going there, like, it probably would take me like a month to get used to like walking around. Because literally, like, me and my mom like walked in a circle, and I'm like, oh, this is a circle, and it's just like, it was just a lot. Like, I like, my school is so small, it's literally one building, and I already get lost in there sometimes. When we first got there to my new school, like, I was lost. All right, I was definitely lost. So it's gonna take me like so long if I end up going there. But it was cool, and there's so many things in the area. Like, there's everything I need over there. And we went to this place called Tasty Burger. It was so good, and I don't know if I'm late to the hype or whatever, but it was probably the most delectable meal I've ever had in my life. I never eat burgers out. Like, I only eat burgers from my own house. Even if, no, I only eat burgers like if my like mom makes them or whatever. I literally don't eat anyone else's burgers. So at this place, I was blown away by the magnificence, because it was actually good, truly. And I feel like now my first taste of like Tasty Burger is kind of like Five Guys, I feel like. So I feel like I'll be more comfortable going to Five Guys now. I literally work near like a Five Guys. Hopefully I'll be hitting them up soon, because gotta try it. But besides that, and then they had their fries and their onion rings. Oh my god, they were so good. It was so good. And we sat in like the window. There was like, okay, yes, you look at people if they're sitting in the window of like a restaurant, but these people were like literally inside like my meal. Like, don't look at me. Like, why are you looking at me so much? Like, they literally were looking into my window. It was so scary. Not scary, just like, mind your business. We're at Tasty Burger. What do you think we're eating? But whatever. So yeah, that's been my past week. I've also been trying to get back into reading, like, just for fun. So I bought this book on Amazon. It's called They Both Die at the End, I think. It's something like that. Variant like that. I think I saw it on TikTok, but so far it's pretty good. I haven't read it in a while. Like, I haven't read it in a week, I think. I sound like, oh, I'm getting back into reading. I'm reading every single day. I'm not. I was reading every day, like 2 weeks ago, but I took like a week off because you could say I was busy last week. Sure, I was busy. But yeah. Okay, so that was a long weekly recap. Let's get into, the next segment. Okay, guys, are you ready for this intro? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Bad movie and TV show review. Bad movie and TV show review. Sometimes they're good though.
Alright, and welcome back to Bad Movie and TV Show Review. Yes, sir. Okay, so, wow, there's so many things I've watched, in the past month and a half. Like, the last podcast notes I had were saying that the Billie Eilish documentary was about to come out. And that thing has been out for almost a month. Like, that's how far I am. Anyways, but the Billie Eilish documentary, I bawled my eyes out. I really was crying. It was a whole experience, okay? I don't even have words to describe it. I hope that she gets some sort of, like, award for that, because just the way, like, the filming, just, like, okay, I'm saying, like, it was this Oscar movie. Like, it's literally a documentary. But just, like, seeing what she, like, went through, like, right, like, during the documentary, like, we're the same age. Like, she's 17 for most of the documentary, and I'm 17 now. About to turn, I'm 17 now. Like, it's crazy, like, way totally different points in our life. I'm just sitting here in my room, in the dark, no light on, talking to myself about someone's documentary, and she's out here performing at Coachella, driving a Dodge Challenger. Like, that's just where we're at in life. It's just like, you just gotta accept it. But it was just, I don't know, it was just a lot, and I really liked it. I can't believe it was a whole 2-hour, like, feature film. Like, it was so good. And it's something like, it's, well, there are things in my life where I can watch them over and over again and not get tired of it. For example, like Logan, I will watch that movie so many times because I just love it so much. It will never get old for me, and that's one of my favorite movies. But then also, I really love The Greatest Showman, and I've only seen it once. I've only seen it once in 2017, like when it came out, and then 3 years later, I saw it again, and I was just as excited, but like, didn't mind that I only seen it once. Does that make sense? Same thing with Wonder Woman. Great, the first one. Great movie. And I didn't watch it again for 3 years later. So like, I get that way with movies sometimes. And this Billie Eilish documentary is something I feel like I'm okay with just watching it once because it had such a profound effect on me. If I see it again, I'm not gonna be mad. I don't know how to say it like that. I'm not gonna be mad, but I feel like I'll probably cry again. Don't get me wrong. I cry every time at Logan. I'll probably cry again at the Billie Eilish documentary, but I feel like I'll never forget watching it the first time because it was so good. Whatever. It didn't need to be that deep, but it just is that deep. But wait, where do I talk about that? Oh, I'll talk about that later. Okay. Anyways, it has to do with Billie Eilish. I'm sure you know. But hold on. Let me. This is my nail polish. I think this is dry. Let's see. Those are dry. Okay, and also last week the Justice League Snyder Cut was released on HBO Max. Let's get it. Let's go. I've been waiting for this movie. So I wasn't mad at Justice League. I just didn't know how good it could be. Does that make sense? Like, I ate what I was given, okay? And I don't usually do that, but I ate what I was given and I was fine. Like, I was full. But if I knew that it was able to be a 5-course meal, then I would have taken it. If I knew it was going to be a 5-course meal, then the meal that I got, I would have been like, what is this? So I didn't know what I was in for when I sat down to watch a 4-hour movie. Why am I so loud? You probably want to turn me down. But I didn't know what I was getting into when I sat down to watch a 4-hour movie. I really didn't. I truly did not. I did not know it was going to be set up that way. I didn't know it was going to be paced like that. So for me, it was like a true experience. It almost blew out the speakers of my iPad because the sound mixing was good, but it truly was something you needed to experience in a theater, or I at least could have watched it on my TV or something, but it was truly something that should have been a theatrical experience, but it sadly wasn't because the dream died the second that Joss Whedon, I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying Sweden. Joss Whedon took over the film and it died right there, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. It died once it went in his hands because the film that I watched, like literally, I watched Justice League obviously when it came out. I literally like I watched Justice League obviously right when it came out, and obviously that's fine. And I haven't watched it since. I should have watched it before I watched this night. Oh, I should watch the original Justice League now that I've watched the Snyder Cut, because I didn't remember like most of the scenes in the Snyder Cut. Literally don't remember from Justice League. Like, I actually don't. Like, maybe it's because I haven't watched it in a while, but I feel like almost every scene, there was something different in every single scene. Like, there was that much of he didn't film any more of the movie. Everything was done, except I think there was a few parts that he filmed last year or like the year before, but mostly everything was already filmed and they just threw that away. Like, I just don't understand. This is like my opinion on deleted scenes. Like, why even have deleted scenes? Like, I guess you have to like make the cut of the movie like so it's not too long, but like they had this much movie sitting there and they cut all of it. Like, how did they like it's actually unbelievable. Like, even like Superman's mustache thing, it's the same. They had to do the same, like he still had the mustache, but in Zack Snyder's version, the upper lip looks better than it does. Like, does that make sense? Also, like, the main villain, the CGI in the first one, horrible. The CGI in the Snyder cut of the villain is impeccable. Like, I don't understand why it's so different. Like, why did they just not care? Like, I don't want to be that way, but why did they literally not care about... Why did they... Hold on, let me try to make sense. Why did they not care when the original Justice League came out? Like, that's the real question. Why did they not care that it looked gross? There was one scene in the Snyder Cut at the beginning where it was totally, like, they did not blend it well. Like, I could have done a better job blending the CGI, but everything else was fine. But, like, why was it so much better in the Snyder Cut? Like, why did they not care? And the Snyder Cut isn't even in... I don't even think it's in theaters. I think it's just on HBO Max. And the Justice League cut went into theaters. Why was it such bad quality if it's gonna be in theaters? Like, do I need to become a film major so this doesn't happen? Like, I feel like there needs to be more audience members that become, like, film people so, like, they can tell people when it looks stupid. Because, like, you can't lie. Like, who lied to Joss Whedon and told him that the CGI was good? Or, like, that it was good? Who lied to him? Whatever. Speaking of superheroes, oh, yeah, even in my last episode, WandaVision wasn't even over. Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, WandaVision wasn't even over in my last episode. So sad. We miss her. Crazy ending. Well, what's funny is that you can tell what was filmed during COVID, like last year. Like, that whole finale of WandaVision was filmed during COVID, so I'm really looking forward, not really looking forward, but I'm excited to see, like, what other things I can pick out from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like, that was filmed during COVID, because I know that I think a lot of it was, or most of the end of it was, but the show so far is good. It's starting off a little slow for me. That was the same thing with WandaVision, so I'm not really that concerned. We stand a short hair to Bucky, like, we really do. Like, we were messing with the long hair, but we're really messing with the short hair now. Like, we stand. So sad though. Like, so I feel like I saw this thing, I think it was on Twitter. It was like someone was like signing up for the action pack Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now we're getting like this like story about identity and like mental health and like racial inequality. Like, I did not know that was gonna go in that direction, and I'm kind of hyped that it is. Like, kind of hyped that it's going in that direction. That's gonna be like, it's still Marvel, but it's like a real show. Like, he literally went to the bank to get a loan and they didn't give it to him because he's black. Like, literally. Like, that's the show that we're watching. So good so far. Like, they're really popping off on these shows. They really are. They just... my voice cracked. But they really are just stepping up on these shows. Like, come on, Marvel. Let's go. And then after this is the Black Widow movie. Like, someone get me right now. Because I'm not ready. We're just not ready for all this content. Speaking of Marvel, I've watched so many things. Cherry on Apple TV Plus, starring Tom Holland and Ciara Bravo. I think it's Bravo. She's from Big Time Rush. Both of them, what's crazy is that they're both they're both the same age. She just still, like, in my eyes, she will forever be 12. Like, you know those people who, like, will forever stay the same age and you can't see them as any older? Like, Zac Efron will always be Troy Bolton in my heart, even though now he's like 30 or whatever, or like that's not old, but he's older than he was in like High School Musical. But like, even so, moving on, she just still looks 12 years old to me. She's in this grown up movie doing grown things, and she's a whole adult. Like, it's just Hold on, it's my nail polish again. She's doing her thing. And it was directed by the Russo brothers, as they should. Infinity War Marvel gang stand up. But people are really hating on the film, and like they're like, why did they do this? Why did they do that? Like, I feel like, I don't know. Like, I want like to be in a class where I analyze this film, because there were so many things as I was watching. I'm like, okay, they did this for a reason. They did this for a reason. And if the movie makes you think like that, shoot, it'll make you think like that. Like, it was really good. Well, it was good. I'm not gonna say it's this movie I'm gonna like. It's one of my top tier movies, because it's definitely not. But it was a good movie. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a different kind of movie to be up for an Oscar, because it wasn't released in a theater like that. It was released in a theater for a week, and mostly it's just streaming. So I don't know how that works in terms of Oscars, but why am I saying Oscar? Oscar? Like, why people say what am I saying? I literally sound so dumb. Anyways, and then my last one was Ginny and Georgia. Sorry, my voice cracked. Ginny and Georgia. I literally watched it all in one night, as I should. Such a good show. Come on, Netflix, keep giving me more teen drama, somewhat realistic shows. Like, I literally wrote in my notes, it's realistic and unrealistic, because it really is. Like, it is and it isn't, because no one's climbing in your bedroom, at least for me, no one's climbing in my bedroom window. I'm sure that does not happen. Like, I'm sure it happens to some people, but the majority of us don't have people climbing in our bedroom windows, if we're being honest. So don't lie to me, even though it's entertaining. But let's just get out of the way what team we're on. We're on hashtag Team Marcus, as we should. He really does care about Ginny. Hunter don't care. Hunter's cringy. Hunter's, I don't really know what's going on there. Why is he tap dancing in the hallway? If someone literally tap danced in the hallway at me, I would exit the facility. I'd say the exit's over there, and I will be exiting, because I simply cannot. If someone did that to me, I'd probably exit the facility. I'll say it again. Don't tap dance at me. Also, don't write a song that is awful. I don't mind if you write a song about me, but please do not, anybody, please do not write a song that is bad. Even if you think it's good, and someone gives you like a side eye and is like, well, obviously you can't see me right now, but someone gives you a side eye and is like, dog, then please do not sing that song to me, because the fact that it went viral on YouTube for her, that's the end of it. That's the end of it. Nope, no thank you, because that, But I really hope they get a season 2, because it was realistic in some aspects, unrealistic in others, specifically Georgia and her whole thing, because I don't know what happened there. Let's move on to Artist Spotlight. So many songs. So, okay, let's talk about Billie Eilish right now. Blonde Billie Eilish. Is anyone else crying? Goodness, that was my water. Let me get a sip, because I think I'm gonna have no voice tomorrow if I keep up this screaming. Let's talk about Billie Eilish's hair. Like, well, there's really not much to talk about, but she really did that. She's really out here. I'm so excited for this new era. Let's just say, hopefully there's a song on Thursday. There's a lot of speculation happening. I would say album in the next 2 months. Specifically, hopefully an album comes out on June. Sometime in June, my birthday month. Hopefully a song comes out then, because we stan. And Billie Eilish album on my birthday? Yes, ma'am. I would gladly take it. I really would. So, and she loves Thursdays. Like, come on now. Let's go. Like, I would be so hyped. Anyways, but so obviously her own songs are in her documentary, but she had a couple songs that were not hers that I kind of bopped to from the documentary. So here we go. So we have Can't Deny. Oh, I didn't even write down who they're by. Like, what is wrong with me? All right. So Can't Deny My Love by Brandon Flowers. He's from. Isn't he from? Oh my God! Like, they love that song in that household. Cause it's literally on her radio with her father. Hold on. Brandon Flowers. I'm pretty sure it's from. I don't want to get the band wrong. Oh my God. Oh, The Killers. I think The Killers is Brandon Flowers. But it's called Can't Deny My Love. Super slaps. Like, it slaps so hard. It really do. It's... It's good. I'll leave it there. The song is really good. You know, and it's from like 6 years ago. Like, and I'm still bopping my head around. Like, if someone heard my headphones, like, have you seen those videos on TikTok where like it's like from the 2000s, I think, and like people have on their tiny little headphones, and then someone with the camera comes up and is like, "What are you listening to?" And they're like, "I'm listening to such by such." It's like some old song. Like, I want someone to come up to me and be like, "What is this to?" I'm like, "Oh, Can't Deny My Love by Brandon Flowers." Like that. Anyways, that's just a dream. It'll probably never happen. And also another song from the documentary is from, let me make sure I got it right. Tovlo, or Tovlo. Either one. But it's called Glad He's Gone. Super good. It's about, you know what? We don't like 6 plus 7. If you know, 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7 minus 6. We do not stand. We do not stand 6 plus 7 minus 6. If you know, you know. But that song came on at the point when she broke up with 6 plus 7 minus 6. But yeah. We love those songs. Also, let me start clapping because I didn't call it. They announced that there was going to be some sort of like get together. And I go back a couple of podcasts because I was like, wait, I think I have those notes. I'm gonna look for it real quick. Good thing I have everything color coded because then we'd have a problem. Ew, I used to write with such a thin, my pencil used to be so thin on here. Let's see. Come on! I think it's 1222. Because I was, like, totally obsessed with, like, Machine Gun Kelly. Oh my God, guys. It's missing. Missing in action. Oh my goodness. Wait. No, there's no way. Oh, no. Corpse X MGK. I wrote that on, that podcast was 1222. I think that was my Christmas podcast where it was I wrote Machine Gun Kelly and Corpse are gonna have a song together. Let's go. Yo, the song literally slaps so hard. It's so good. Oh my goodness. There's a moment where like it's on Corpse's verse. It's like just gets so loud like in your headphones. You really do love to see it. And then in the music video, like Ray's in the music video, so good. I love the song. And then I heard this song, I went to Newberry Comics yesterday when I went to Boston, and I heard, I don't know what that was. It kind of sounded like a, pop punk song from, like, the 2000s or whatever, right? And, I was like, what the heck? I just got a text message, guys, alright? Let me live. But I heard this song, and it sounded like a pop punk song from, like, the 2000s. And then, all of a sudden, here comes Kanye West, and I'm like, there's no way Kanye West would do something like this if it, like, this is a weird feature for Kanye West, right? So I'm trying to like I'm trying to like Shazam the song. Nothing comes up, and then I hear one of the lyrics and I write it down in my text messages, and then I look up the song while I'm standing there, and it pulls up like this Trey Songz tune, and it doesn't say Kanye West, but sometimes people do features and they don't put them in the title of the song. So I'm like, okay, I guess maybe it's this song. I save it, right? I go to play it later. I'm like, this is not the song. Not the song. So I'm like, now I'm back at square one. But then I remembered that another song that played after that one was a Kid Cudi song. So I was like, are they playing like a Kid Cudi album right now? Because why is it like I started to think, I'm like, okay, maybe it's actually Kid Cudi and like they're playing an album or something. So then I looked up one of the lyrics is I Can't Stop Missing You. I typed in I Can't Stop Missing You, Kid Cudi. There goes the song. It's called wait, let me make sure I got it right, because I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, hello. It's called Erase Me by Kid Cudi. I'm really gonna try to get not back into, because I literally only know one song by Kid Cudi. Well, actually, I listened to his album with let me make sure that's correct information. But I'm gonna try to listen to like his old album. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so Kids See Ghosts, that album, we stand that album, and it's like by Kanye West and Kid Cudi. So I really like that album. So I'm gonna try to get into old Kid Cudi music. It's really not that old. It's like, I think it's 10 years old. But I really like that song. Like it's like kind of unexpected that it's him. And well, I know that he's like kind of funky music, but surprise, it's Kanye West. Besides that, just talking in circles as they do. But and then 2 TikTok songs that I found recently. Well, this one's actually kind of old, but I listened to it like 5 times yesterday. But it's called All the Things She Said by, again, didn't write down the artist because All the Things She Said by TATU. I don't really know what that means, but the song, again, slaps severely. It's a really nice, like, really rock song. Oh, it's from like 2002, before I was born. All right. And then another song is, okay, so Motive by Ariana Grande, but the Promiscuous remix. So I was like, I listened to the actual song Motive, and it just is, it's good, but when you only hear the remix version, like, you expect the song to be something that it really isn't, and it's not the same song, even though it's the same lyrics, it's the same people. It's just a beat really does make a song. So I found it on SoundCloud, and I listened to it like 3 times on the bus, and then I went to go and I went to go back to Apple Music, and I had already typed in Motive, and the remix is on Apple Music for me to download, so I don't have to use my LTE for SoundCloud, as I should. I was like, strange that it's on Apple Music. I'm not complaining, though. Definitely not complaining that it's on Apple Music. I'm actually kind of hyped. So those are all my songs. I never have that many songs, but it's also because I haven't been here for a month and a half. Okay, so moving on to Take It. Like, my throat is not killing me, but I don't think I could be yelling anymore, and it kind of sounds like my voice is gone. Okay, Taking a Scroll. Major like, breaking news in the social media world. Like, it's been crazy. Like, that whole Billie Eilish thing, like, she broke the internet. So many things breaking the internet left and right. But David Dobrik, guys, I didn't say I called it, but I did say that there's an accountability issue not a year ago, but hold on, the microphone might go wild for a second. I definitely talked about this, literally, like, probably, like, one of my first few episodes. I talked about David Dobrik and Trisha Paytas and, like, Seth drama that happened, and then it kind of disappeared for a little bit, but now it's back, and it's not going away like I'm sure David hoped it would. I'm not really gonna comment on most of it, just because it's not really my place to comment on it, but it's a lot, and I don't know how people are gonna recover from this. Obviously, people truly besides Shane, really, like, he got a true cancellation, but he still has fans out there. So he really kind of isn't canceled, but he kind of is. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you whether or not David or Dobrik. I can't tell you whether or not David Dobrik will actually get canceled from this, but so far, it really is looking like it. And what's sad, the one thing I will say is that obviously some of the things, like, I never felt comfortable watching a David Dobrik video around, like, an adult person. Like, I'll say that confidently. I have never felt comfortable watching a David... I literally already said it, but I never felt comfortable because I knew that it was, like... I knew that it was a little, like, too much, and that I was gonna be a question of what are you watching right now. So I always knew that, like, his vlogs were never, like, appropriate or never really, like, good. Or, like, it was just a little bit too much. Like, they were always just a little bit too much. There's parts of me that are disappointed in myself for watching those and, like, laughing sometimes. Or, like I feel almost just a little bit embarrassed. Because, obviously, like, a part of me feels a little embarrassed to, like, I literally sat there and watched those videos every single day. I still am a fan of these people, but it's just like, wow, I really was sitting there watching these videos and not seeing or saying or seeing any problems. Like, I feel like if you're aware of the problems, it's a different take, but if you're not aware and you become aware later of the problems, like, it's actually kind of mind-blowing. I'm not even trying to be over dramatic, but, like, it's just honestly crazy, like, that I missed a lot of that stuff, and I was like, oh, like, I really just sat there and watched it. Like, it's so crazy. But, yeah, I don't even know what else to say, but yesterday was crazy. The Frenemies podcast with Ethan and, Trisha. We stand Trisha. We really do, like, what has she really, okay, not what has she really done, because she has done some stuff, but she really did a great job fixing her image and making herself likable, because she really is, like, even though she still has her moments, you don't really get mad at her anymore because you just know her. Like, I don't know how she made herself that way, because there's not many influencers who are, like, you feel like you know them, but we all kind of feel like we know Trisha, so when she does something wrong, we're like, oh, Trisha. We're like, come on, and we'll get mad at her like she's our sibling. Like, isn't that... Oh, I just got so scared. Isn't that so weird that we kind of treat her like... Why am I saying we? Isn't it kind of weird that, like, her fans kind of treat her, like, as a sibling? Like, I feel like I kind of noticed that. But yesterday, they had a live podcast because they had, like, live footage of... Not live footage, but they were immediately reacting to Jeff's video because Jeff made a video about the whole thing. Annoying that, like, they made, like, Scott and Jeff do videos. I don't know if they made them, but they chose to make videos when you guys are not the issue at the moment. It's David and Jason that are really in, like... It's David, Jason, and, like, I think a few other people that are the main issue right now. So, like, not stop talking because they can talk, but, like, we shouldn't really accept the apology if it's not coming from the people who did it in the first place. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But Jeff went on the podcast last night, and it was not... He did not represent himself well, and he'll probably look back at what happened and be like, yikes. Because I was watching it last night and I was like, yikes. Because Ethan hit him hard. He really tore him apart. Like, it's kind of crazy. Ethan tore Jeff apart. And he came with the receipts. He came with the logic. And Jeff just, like, was not there for it. And I think Ethan's take on it was 95%, like, true. There's a part of me that's like, I feel like we're being a bit too lenient, but at the same time, I feel like every take that Ethan had was totally, like, legit, like, what is actually happening, and that's sad. I'm done with that. I I was gonna say that the Addison Rae movie, I'm kind of hyped for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of hyped for that, for the Addison. I was gonna say Madison, for the Addison Rae movie. I just want to know what it's gonna be like, because I just want to know if she's gonna be good or not. Oh, it's done. And then my last thing was this stupid TikToker versus YouTube boxing match. Like, I literally wrote Arrow SMH because I'm just like, really, y'all? This is who we are. This is what we're doing. We're doing a boxing match. Like, who are you? But not like I'll be paying for it, but it's just honestly like, this is what we're doing. Like, this is the only way we can make money now, is by boxing people and being violent. But I wish I was somewhat interested in Bryce Hall and the Ace family, but I literally have no interest whatsoever in Bryce Hall and the Ace family. Like, I literally don't care. I don't care, and it's so sad that I don't care, but I just don't. And so they're just like, who cares? They have enough people to care. Like, I just want to know, but whatever. That's the end of Taking a Scroll. It's been a pretty dramatic, like, month in social media, I would say. Pretty dramatic month. Not as dramatic as the whole, like, I feel like this is kind of like a Dramageddon thing. I don't know what to call it, but besides that, we're closing out the podcast right now. I just want to say that I'm back for good. I'm going to try to do an every week podcast. I'm going to try to carve out this time that on these, like, Monday afternoons to get the podcast done, because, you know, I feel like this is something I want to keep doing even as I move on from high school. And I don't know how. I literally, like, am waiting for the day that I'm sitting in a college dorm and talking to myself, and then my roommate comes in and is like looks at me like, what are you doing? But maybe my roommate will come on the podcast. We'll find out. Like, literally it'll be me listening to this, like, a year from now being like, oh, my roommate's on the podcast. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what direction we're going with this. But that's it for today's podcast, guys. Make sure to go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Videos coming soon. Make sure to go visit my YouTube channel. Go subscribe if you feel like it. Email me with any song suggestions, movie suggestions, TV show suggestions, story suggestions, any stories you want to tell, anything. Email me at kingnotqueenpod. Again, it's kingnotqueenpod. Don't forget the pod at gmail.com, because someone took the other email. Make sure to give this episode a nice review, or just give the podcast a nice review. I want to see more people in the iTunes podcast store giving reviews, because I've only seen one so far, so I would like to see more. Make sure to share it with your friends. I really want to reach some more people, and I will talk to you guys next week, and you'll hear one of the new intros. So yeah, I'll see you then. Goodness. Bye.